This right here is Microsoft expansion card, which is compatible for both the Series X, like this thing, and the Series S. But for something that has an MSRP price of $220 and only currently has one storage configuration option, 1 terabyte at the time making this video, and the packaging itself, when you unbox it, it's really plain, like literally just this. And so, is this thing even worth considering and picking up? Well, upon ownership, these are my thoughts. Now it is listed, I'm gonna go ahead and move this out of the way. Yeah, it's a pong ball on top, because why not? So 1 terabyte is the only option available for this thing. However, the honest truth on how much is available is a total of 902 gigabytes of available storage. Meanwhile, the internal storage capacity in the 1 terabyte version Series X, in actuality, with the OS and everything, it only has 802 gigabytes of storage. And if you play a lot of AAA title games, Gears of War, Call of Duty, you're gonna fill up this storage capacity extremely quickly. So your only options are to either buy a mechanical drive gaming external hard drive like this, which is really inexpensive. You can find these floating around anywhere between $50 to $150, depending on the storage capacity that you got. This is the same one that I personally have been using on my Xbox One, and I was able to continue to use it on my Series X Xbox. The con to this is that you lose the performance from like an SSD in terms of moving data quickly and other stuff, which we're gonna go ahead and highlight. So what we're gonna go ahead and do is compare the Microsoft expansion card against a gaming HDD, and also compare it against a pretty fast external Western Digital SSD hard drive. But with the benefits of going with the Microsoft expansion card, which I'm pretty sure I'm gonna end up calling a memory card a couple of times, because it basically reminds me of the GameCube memory card version for this generation gaming consoles. But this will actually allow you to maintain the current internal speed of the Series X onto this device, which means you'll have the lightning quick resume function. It's hot swappable, which means if you have the console on and running, you could easily just remove it and plug another one or a different one in it if you wish, or unplug this one and plug it into your friend's console if they also have a newer generation Xbox console. A very interesting technology that's found inside the expansion card, it does have the Velociraptor architecture technology inside this thing, which is how it's able to achieve this. And installing this to an Xbox console is as easy as simply just plugging it in. It is fixed on how you insert it, as it can only go into one side. It's not like a USB-C where you could insert it any direction that you like, as long as it's lined up. So the pros about this thing that I should highlight is not only is it by Seagate, it does have a 3-year warranty, which is great. It is extremely well made. So for something that costs over $200, the material that's used definitely does feel premium, and it's for good reason. The silver part that you see up top right here is actually made out of some high quality metal-like material, which is said that this is used to allow the external card to stay cool, as this will allow the heat to dissipate so that this memory card can stay cool and always run at its max performance. It does have this cool cover, which when you're storing it away, you can just place on, but that's basically it. It's small, it's nimble. Again, it's very similar to like what GameCube used to have, was this memory cards where you could just fit this in your pocket and take it anywhere and plug it into any latest generation Xbox. The only thing I don't like so much about it, the part to insert this is on the back side of the console, which is kind of awkward because you always have to lift or move the console if you want to insert this. Personally, would have preferred if they left it in the front somewhere or gave you the option to either insert it in the front or the rear. And another con I don't like so much about it, for a memory card that costs this much, it would have been nice if this was also compatible to be used on a computer with an appropriate adapter or something. So it only works on the Xbox console. So for anybody who uses Game Pass for the PC, yeah, you won't be able to take advantage of the Xbox speed on your machine. Other additional cons is right now it looks like only Seagate is the only one manufacturer that are able to produce this. Hopefully in the near future we could see other third parties like Western Digital or other memory companies creating their own version. By doing this, this will not only help in dropping the premium price tag down a little bit, but hopefully in the near future, this technology will become less expensive to produce. That should also hopefully bring down the cost. So with that quick overview about the expansion card by Microsoft for the Xbox, this was the rundown in terms of performance that you're gaining if you decide to go with the first party instead of the other external hard drive accessories. So from a speed test, in terms of transferring games from the internal Xbox to the external storage, this was the outcome. Transferring Cyberpunk to the expansion card took about 1 minute and 24 seconds. The Western Digital hard drive was quick, but took 4 times longer, as it took only 5 minutes and 31 seconds. And then the Seagate mechanical gaming hard drive took a whopping 22 minutes and 44 seconds. There you could easily tell the massive improvement. And if we do the test, but vice versa, transferring that game from the expansion card to the console, it finished in 2 minutes and 6 seconds. Meanwhile, the SSD took about 30 seconds longer, as it finished in 2 minutes and 48 seconds. And then the mechanical hard drive, well, it took so long that my 4K camera that was recording this overheated. So let's just say it's gonna take another 20 minutes or so. Massive improvement coming from a mechanical hard drive to this. Now in terms of launching video games in load times and such, as we launched Cyberpunk from a complete stop, that means the application was already shut down and everything, the expansion card literally only took 47 seconds to launch. And then afterwards, the SSD came in second place at about 57 seconds. So both of these did it in under a minute. Meanwhile, the mechanical hard drive made us resume back to our game in about 1 minute and 11 seconds. So we could quickly see that the clear winner in terms of speed and performance, the Microsoft expansion card definitely does win that. So my overall conclusion, if time definitely is money, the best overall achiever in terms of overall performance, load time and such, this is an awesome tool, an accessory I would definitely recommend. But for $220, it wasn't that far off from a standard external SSD, as the SSD wasn't really behind the expansion pack. And for about $20 more, you could get an external 2 terabyte external SSD that will perform very similar. In other words, the best bang for the buck in terms of value and overall performance, I would highly recommend going with an SSD. And yes, quick resume is supported. Just it's gonna be a couple seconds slower. But going with an external SSD, you get double the storage capacity, or if you go with the 1 terabyte version, you'll save about $100, but you'll still come close in taking full advantage of that quick resume feature that the Xbox has, especially when you're loading up a game from a fresh start. So if you're on a tight budget and you want to expand the storage capacity on your current Xbox Series X or Series S, external SSD in my opinion is the best value. But if you don't care about having a budget and you want the best of the best, Microsoft did a fantastic job with the partnership with Seagate on allowing us to continue to contain Microsoft next generation gaming console speed capacity into this little unit. So if speed is your #1 priority, you won't be disappointed going with this. Anyway guys, that's gonna be it for this video in terms of comparing this expansion card against other alternatives in terms of expanding your system storage capacity. If you're wondering to find out where you can find these hard drive options, I'll be sure to include them linked in the video description down below. Besides that, if you'd like to see more Microsoft stuff, feel free to go ahead and watch this video over here for some cool tips and tricks, some hidden features that's inside the settings on the next generation consoles. And then that video over there, that's just a video that YouTube is recommending specifically for you. Thanks so much for watching, take care, and I'll catch you all in the next one. See ya.